Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Hey, happy Tuesday. Welcome to our sales meeting. We have a lot of stuff to go over, so I'm going to dive right in. First and foremost, Bear Printing has some new updated business cards, and they're giving 25% off. So if you needed new cards, probably the best time to do it. There's some different types you can choose from now. There's samples in this, and come and check it out after the sales meeting. But for 25% off, just use the code JLS-BC-promo-25. There'll be a test at the end of this meeting to see if you remember that code. All right, we are a company for successful brokers and top producers. This is Lennox's new quote, and we're kind of emphasizing this about who we are and what we do. Please silence your cell phones, your beepers, your pagers, your iWatches, and your what's the old telephones, the string and the cup? Shoe phone or a shoe phone. Yeah, those two. The broker bash went off with really good time. We had great turnout. Let's give a big hands for our sponsor, and that was awesome. So hopefully you guys had a great time like we did, but it was a lot of fun. I like it better than the golf tournament personally, just because you're not so spread out. Yeah, that's the thing that's really hard to kind of connect with everybody and have conversations. Even it's like at the other event, you're just kind of like, hi, okay, I gotta go, but at least everybody got to hang out. Not everybody even golf, it was more or less got to just hang out, play board games or do whatever. But it was a really fun event. I think we're gonna talk about what we'll do next year, but it was fun. Hopefully you guys made it.
Thanks, McKenna.
Yeah, thank you, McKenna and team, for that. That was huge work that put into that one, and it turned out great. New team member, we've got Balja. She joined our office. She is new, so if you see her around, say hello. Do you guys know who this person is? You recognize him? No? Do you? This is you working at home alone. Recognize this? Know who this is?
Office.
This is you working in the office. It's back to school, right? Kids are back in school. It's time to get back into the office. But there are 5 reasons to work in the office. More collaboration equals more deals. You can share insight, referrals, cross sales instantly, not like at home alone, like, okay, well, I guess I'll work. Energy, motivation boost, surround yourself with productive peers who raise your game. This is always a fact. When you're in here, you get that connection, and of course you feel the energy. Easier learning and mentorship, faster mastery of contracts, forms, tech tools. We've always got great events going on. Our calendar is stacked. Wait until you guys see October. It's going to blow your minds at how many things we've got going on. Stronger accountability and focus. Without a doubt, fewer distractions, more professionalism and visibility. And of course, builds culture and momentum. Clients feel the buzz of an active, successful office, and so do you guys. So if your business is a little bit flat, you should be spending more time here. It's just how things get better. If you're here, we can engage more. You can meet with Tony, myself, or Jim more. So just make sure you're showing up. Sport team updates. Welcome Skylar Brooke Martin. She was born on September 5th at 11:29 p.m. Almost made the 6th. Nobody had the 5th on our betting game on when was the baby going to be born. So nobody had the 5th. Did anybody have the 6th or later? Nobody. I don't think so. But anyways, mom and baby are doing well. But we do, miss seeing her smiling face every day, and so it's really cool to see her become a mom. Welcome, new team member Elena. She's joined us to help out. Getting more help is going to help you guys as well. So we're going to have brokers, projects and stuff like that. When you guys need projects for mailers, stuffing envelopes, doing all those other things, we're going to be able to expand and do more. And that was part of the reasons why we did more help. So be on the lookout. When you see her, tell her hello. All right, multiple listing service updates. Northwest MLS just had a new update that just launched on Monday for any single listing you've got pending. Did you guys know about this? I see a couple yeses. The now available new buyer representation field. So when you're inputting your listing to changing to pending, you have a new field that's required in order to input. And the thing that it's wanting to know is, go in, select the listing. I'll show you how to do it. Change to pending. Scroll down, start filling in the items, right? Change for pending there, pending inspection, what's the date? The unpublished pending price, multiple offers, yes, inspection, yes, financing, yes, no, escalation. This is the new field, buyer representation. Buyer broker is a member of Northwest MLS. As long as they're a member, then you would input their lag number, hit the refresh, and then submit it. But if they're not a member, you've got two new fields. Broker is not a member. If that's the case, you have to put in like a fake lag number. And don't worry, you don't have to remember these. They're gonna list them right here. It's gonna say, is the broker not a member of Northwest MLS? Then you input this 99994 and then hit the refresh, and then it'll input it for that person as a non-member. And then if they are a buyer's unrepresented, you have to put in this number, and it's 6543321, and then refresh, and then it's gonna understand that this field is a unrepresented buyer. So then they're just getting more and more cleaner data. So now you guys will be able to see like how many unrepresented buyers are buying properties. So all that stuff will be available. Questions? Go ahead. No. All right, are you on the board? Are you on the listing board, that is? We had a really good month in August, 111 listings. So we're off the board again. So it means 2 drawings. Today's drawings, we've got brand new signs, toppers. So now they have new listing, special kickoff weekend. So kind of like the idea is to put this out as soon as the listing goes live. You can put your A board right below your yard sign. Put this new topper in, so then it kind of starts drawing attention for that open house weekend on the first weekend. And there's also new stickers for open this weekend, and you can put this along the top of the yard arm. So these stick right on there. Bear Printing has these now, and they're just released. If not today, it'll be in by Friday. So who's our winner, Tony? Wow, somebody in the room.
No, Troy's not here.
Troy is not here. Oof. Gotta be here to win. Zoom people. I know it's a nice summer day. Gerwinder. All right. Come on up.
Good.
Job, man.
Moss is not here.
Thanks for showing up. No, Moz is at an inspection. Yeah. All right.
Mr. Sub.
Mr. Sub.
Ah,
Right on.
nice stuff.
Ah.
You're welcome.
All right. So more listings equals more prizes. So good job, you guys. All right, market conditions, some things to look at for September. Lennox quoted last week at our meeting, he said that the next 45 days will be the best selection of inventory for buyers until after January 2026. So this is the time when you're gonna see, our inventory levels and stuff are gonna start dropping. As it gets lower and lower each year, so that selection starts shrinking. This is a great quote you could start putting out to your buyers now. And of course, right, interest rates and stuff like that have come down a ton, at least compared to the beginning of the year and middle of the year. But US job growth is slowing down, so the reports are coming. I won't steal Aaron's thunder, but he'll talk more about that. Mortgage rates just saw their biggest drop in a year, and they're trending down, so it's some good news. Buyers, I had got my niece and soon-to-be nephew pre-approved. Aaron's getting them fully underwritten approved, and when they first started out, rates were a little bit higher. So now that the rates have come down good, more than a quarter point, it's like the affordability is increasing. So now they're like looking at a little bit higher price point. So it's a good thing to start talking. And also refis are happening. Refis are happening again, if you can believe that. It's been a long time since that's been happening. But then another thing to keep in mind though about our market is patience won't sell your house, pricing will. You really got to price your listings right. Keep an eye on all those pendings, make the phone calls, do the extra hard work it takes to be a top listing broker. And you just got to do that hard work to figure these things out for your clients. But pricing is definitely a key factor for moving properties still. All right, let's look at the market update. Of course, we are in for the 6 phases of the yearly housing cycle. We're at the beginning of the fall market. This is where that inventory starts dropping off. So it's already happening. Okay, King and Pierce County market stats. In your handouts, you will have the King County version at the back. But August, we saw for total active listings from August was 3939, which is quite a bit more. And you can see as far as like the pendings, look, it was a little bit less than last year for August from 1790 to 1765. So not too big of a difference. But the residential only numbers, new listings was 2,088. Last year, same time was 2242. Total active is 3939. Last year, same time was 2976. That's up almost 33%. Pendings for August was 1765. Last year, same time was 1790. It's barely off 1.4%. Closed sales in August was 1597. And last year, same time was 1688. It's barely off 5%. But the median sales price still continues to rise at 990,000. Last year, same time was 955. It's up 3.66%. And then there's a 2.47 month supply for King County single family residential. Let's look at the condo market for King County. New listings was 734. Last year, same time was 778. Total active is 1986. Last year, same time was 1539. That's up 29%. Pendings was 529. Last year, 519. It's barely off 2%. And then closed is 476. Last year, same time was 485. You're barely off 1.86%. Pricing though, again, up 5 to 549. Last year, same time was 525. It's up 4.5%. And the month supply is at 4.17. Very similar to last month and the month before, actually a little bit higher, but still good timing, sellers. It's not quite shifted to a full buyer's market. There are pockets of neighborhoods that definitely are. You can take a look and see who's got 6.33 months supply, right? For this area, 380. So there's some pockets of neighborhoods definitely you're going to have buyer markets in them just because the inventory is so high. So you can use these handouts for your social media. You can use this for working with buyers. So again, it's in the last couple of pages of your handouts. Let's look at Pierce County. Total actives 2454. Compared to last year, same time was 1944. And you can see as far as August, pendings actually were higher for Pierce County for single family residential. Let's look at the breakouts. Total new listings was 1246. Last year, same time was 1233, barely off. Total active 2454. Last year, same time was 1944. And then percent change is 26.23%, so up. And then pendings were 1211. Last year, same time was 1114. It's barely up 8.7%. Close is 970. Last year, same time as 965. It's actually up 0.5%. And then median price 587. Last year was 580, same time. And that's up 1.2%. And you're at a 253% for inventory level. So not bad. And Pierce County's, I think the affordability is still kind of driving the factor for more of the sales. Pierce County condos, only 82 new came on. Last year, same time was 108. Total active is 228. Last year, same time was 213. It's barely up 7%. Pendings was 97. Last year, same time was 92. Barely up 5.5%. Closed is 70. Last year, same time was 71. Barely off 1.4%. Pricing is 482.5. Last year was 425. it's up 13.5%. It's pretty good. And the months of inventory is 3.26. So definitely a big difference between Pierce and King County, but similar market still. Things are still selling. Here is our key box activity statistics for the weeks. You can see that the trends have been down. So a lot less showings than there were same time last year, or week over week. But there's still a good selection out there. So, you know, it's gonna stay relatively near the same. It's barely off. I mean, look at how much it's off, just barely. And then you can see the key box activity compared from last year to, you know, to the year before. We're up compared for August, July, and then June, pretty much every single month except for February for key box comparisons. So probably because of the amount of inventory, there's more showing, there's just more inventory. You guys are noticing too that buyers are taking way longer to make decisions. A lot more showings that you have to show before they, you know, end up finding something that they love. So that could be a reason too. All right, from that, is Aaron? Aaron is not here yet, which is strange. I usually have him up. Well, I've got him, so I'm gonna have to move ahead and we'll come back to him later. I had so much stuff to go over. I wanted to give a good break between that and I think the market stuff together makes more sense. Try not to steal his thunder.
That we saw.
Yeah, I know. All right, upcoming events. Ooh, we got a lot of them. Mariners, we got the foundation night, still $45. Good deal, great seats. The next game will be Tuesday, September 23rd. There were ones I think already sold out for this coming up Thursday. I think some people, right? Yeah. Waffle Wednesday will be next week, right here, 9:30 to 10:30. After that, we'll do a forms class. We'll try to show up. We have Ninja Training Launch Day. It's going to be Thursday, September 25th for the cohort number 2. This is for the registered attendees only. We're going to have about 36 total people, I think it said, from all John Scott offices total here for this next cohort. How many people are in Ninja currently? Raise your hands. Up higher. Can't see your hands. Are you liking it? Yeah. Eric?
Yeah, it's great.
Great.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. It's like they go over like mindset, just how to talk to people. And just like their systems in the back are pretty good too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you guys are doing really good with that. If you want to come check it out on the 25th, you're welcome to come in and check to see what Larry Kendall talks about, but he's fantastic. Next up, September 29th, there is a fraud and real estate, fraud and title and escrow class. Be 3 hours, free clock hours right here on the 29th from 10 to 1. And then, of course, we've got Mr. Chase here on September 30th from 10 to 11 a.m. This is Level Up with AI from beginner to expert in 1 hour. This is the second time they've done this class. Really good class. Got a great feedback. A bunch of people hung out even after the class. You know, you got a good class when people are still here and they're hanging out and talking about the class way after the class. So if you missed that one the first time around, it'll be here on the 30th. Aaron too. Back to business. This is a brand new event. Howard Chung has helped put this on, but this is business to business type of networking. But we're gonna have a 1031 expert here, and then also gonna have real estate broker YouTube expert come and give some presentation on how to increase views and leads, how to get more organic leads. But they're gonna have speed networking, appetizers, drinks, and music. Is it live music? Maybe even live music? Is that true? McKenna? All right. I got your attention with that one.
Thank you.
But this will be a really cool event, and it's open to any broker, not just our office. So it's gonna be a packed house. So be sure to put that one down in your calendar. Next, we have our legal and market update on October 7th at Maplewood Golf course, this is from 8:45 a.m. till 1:30 p.m. You get 3 free clock hours with Annie Fitzsimmons. Lennox will be here for giving a market update, and then Annie's gonna have things about negotiating compensation, using the escalation addendum, and of course the referral fees and how things are outgoing with that. So be sure to RSVP for that. That one's free, but it always fills up every year. So, and that's with Renton also. Foundation night is coming, first time in 2 years. Wednesday, October 29th at the Hilton. The doors open at 5. If you want to be just a spectator or just admission, it's $100. If you're going to play in the poker tournament, it's 150. And it's very limited for the poker tournament. I think they're only going to have like 60 players or 50 players, something like that. So every year that one sells out right away. So it'll be a fun night for that. And then the following morning will be the convention in person in Bellevue at the Maidenbower. This will be from 9:30 a.m. till 4 p.m. We got breakout sessions again, lots of great people to come and present. A couple of presenters will have Nick Mallory. I've been hearing a huge buzz about this guy. He's going to do how to be one of one, how to craft brands that stand out in a sea of sameness. Stephen Ross, he is going to do doors open when you knock, work less, earn more, and have more quality time off. This is Afoma Pierre. He's going to do future agent, how to leverage AI and automation for success. Sarah Walker is going to do the evolution of luxury, what today's high-end clients really want in interior design. Pam Ehrman is back again. She's going to do 5 steps to 5 stars. So strategies, scripts, and insider secrets. Buyer beware, seller beware, agent beware, priority pricing. Are your properties positioned to sell? So multiple breakouts that she's doing. And then Jim Remley is back. He's fantastic. Pitch Perfect, the ultimate buyer playbook. And then Micro Famous, the hyperlocal realtor blueprint. Brian Parsley is going to do power relationships. Going to be another piece that probably goes really, well with Ninja, connects well with what we're doing for that coaching. Tiffany Clem is going to do market ready, contract steady, the tool every broker needs to move listings and secure transactions. So she's from House Amp, Market Ready Plus. And then Dr. Elizabeth Umpris is going to do negotiate like a pro. And then of course we have Shelley Culberson, and Larry Kendall himself was going to be the keynote speaker going over like ninja selling concept, which is fantastic to get him in person. So really good speakers this year. Tickets are, I think, $125, lunch, parking included. And of course, they're going to have a vendor palooza area with all vendors for, they're going to give away prizes and stuff like that. But it'll be a fun event. We're going to try to get a really good turnout for this one. Some featured JLS tools. John L. Scott has a brand new AI search feature on johnlscott.com. It just launched on Monday to Oregon first. It's coming to Washington by about Friday, is what they said. Brand new AI, but you can actually do your search via voice now. But you can describe your perfect home using your keyboard or your voice, as long as you press your microphone, including city and state or zip. For a standard search, you just turn off and toggle the AI off. It does have a fair housing notice up front to let people, you can't say things that are, against fair housing, because of course that's going to flag it and not let you do it. But it's basically right on the desktop now on the home, and you can actually just toggle it on or off. And literally you could say, 3-bedroom, 1-bath home on a 3/4 acre or larger. You could type whatever it is, and it's actually going to give you the results on the map and a percentage of how close it is to what that item is. I did a test, and you could tell it in voice. I said, find me a 7-bedroom home that also has a 5-car garage. And it gave it in the percent matches, 98% match. To this listing, 7-bed. Look at it, all of them are 7 beds. Okay. Do you guys remember what I was telling you in July about AI? If you want to end up having your listing show up better for AI. What did I say?
Description. All the description.
Well,
Picture description, yeah.
yeah, every single photo that you input into the MLS needs to have a description. The more you describe it, the higher ranking, the more keywords you'll have in the system to rank your listing higher. John Scott will be the first in the country to have it, this type of a search. I'm thinking others might follow. I don't know. We don't know yet, obviously, but it's pretty cool to see that. But here's the listing, shows, 7 bedrooms. It's kind of cool that it does that. They'll advance this more and more, get more things into it. But your listing, your websites, if you want the feature added to it, it's going to be a paid option. But you'll be able to add your own John Scott website for its search to have AI on it as well. But the mapping from your current websites are going to say static. So it's going to be an a la carte item rather than charging everybody more money, because that was the kind of thing they're like, well, if we charge everyone, then yeah, we could do that. So, but not a good time to be raising fees and years of tough markets. So they're going to do it an a la carte type of an option. Yeah.
You know, that's like a monthly thing or?
Yeah, it'll be like a month added into your agent billing. How much? I don't know yet. More to come. JLS Boost, $10 off your next ad with the JLS Summer 10 code. So you can do that. That's through the end of this month. So if you're doing more boosts, get $10 off. Don't forget, Windows 10 is going to be ending its support on October 14th. After that date, Microsoft will no longer provide technical assistance. So if you're still running any machines running Windows 10, that's going to end for support anyway, and updates and all that. So just know that I want everybody to get to Windows 11. Referrals, do not forget, in your My Desk, you can send referrals anywhere on the planet. Our office, I think, is still #1 for the most referrals in it. You guys are doing really good at that. It's like extra free money. It's a good way to just remind everybody you're working with that, hey, I'm not just local, I'm global too. I have a connection across the planet. So if you're buying, selling real estate anywhere, just send your family, friends, coworkers to me. I can help get them connected anywhere on the planet. So, and it's a great way to make 24% referral fee. They handle everything. They sign the referrals. You don't have to do anything but submit the referral in the system and you're done. And they make sure you get paid and they give you weekly updates of what's going on. That's way better than most of the time you guys Googling a broker in an area and go, oh yeah, their website looks pretty cool. I think I can trust them. And then you send the referral and you don't hear anything back. And then you find out weeks later, like, oh, the client closed on something. Eric, can you help me get paid? Did you get a referral sign? No. Well, then I can do. So it's just so much easier. I'll wait for the quote of the week here. We'll go back. I got to go back to Mr. Aaron.
Sorry.
Yeah. I was like, you seeing Aaron?
No, that's the building. That's right.
I know. Close your eyes. You didn't see any of this.
Sorry. Eric, may I ask a question about that, the Microsoft thing?
Yeah.
So when you say that that's no longer, was it Microsoft 10, that's not the computer itself, is it? I mean, I'm trying to understand.
The operating system for that computer.
The operating, so then it'll still work.
Still gonna work, but they're not sending you more updates. They're not sending you in. You can't get any help. If your system crashes or if you have any issues at all, they're kind of like saying, sorry, it's ended now.
So then we need to look at getting the updated.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sorry, is it
updating,
Is it,
you
what are
can.
you looking at?
But if your computer is old enough to have Windows 10, probably the system itself cannot be upgraded. Meaning you can go on and test your computer and see if you can upgrade it. And at one time they were giving you a free upgrade.
Yeah.
The problem is your whole computer will. Being from the tech industry before, what happens is that's a green flag for the hacker.
Yeah.
To find people with Windows 10 Microsoft can't track them anymore, there's nothing, so your computer's free open.
Yeah, it's better to probably end up getting a new machine.
Yeah, I
altogether.
just didn't understand, does that mean a new machine? Does that mean just?
Oh, more than likely,
Yeah, machine can handle 11, fine, right?
as long as
Is
it
that where
can.
we're at now? We're at
Many
11?
machines will handle 11, the upgraded.
Okay,
Yeah.
and is there a way?
12's
You get
almost
it
done.
tested, you can go into Microsoft, get
Oh,
it
yeah.
tested.
Yep.
It'll tell you right there if it can.
Okay, so go into Microsoft and have it tested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
We'll help you. We'll help you with that.
Okay.
All right, with that, I'm gonna hand it over to Aaron Hafner for the mortgage minute.
Okay, how many
Thank you.
years I got?
I'll make it a mortgage 10 minutes.
We got plenty of time.
All right, so how's everything going in the market, right? If you think there's a change coming, we feel there's like the big boat starting to kind of turn its way around. So here's, let me show you. So I talked about this, I take some of these slides from what we talked about before. So this is the BLS jobs report, business and labor statistics. And then it came out in April, right? So what they're doing, and just kind of showing you what's going on. So in January, it said that we created 143,000 jobs. And in February, 151,000, and then in March, 228,000, and April, 177,000, right? Well, what they do is they'll go back and revise these things. So back in January, it said that we had 143,000 jobs. Then revised it to 125, and the third quarter they revised it to 111. So they dropped it 32,000 jobs for January's numbers. In February's numbers, they did the same thing. They dropped it 49,000. In March, they said you took. In March, they said you had 228,000 new jobs, right? So when these numbers come out, the market reads it and reacts to it. Okay, so it's not like they're saying these numbers are fake. They're looking and go, okay, well, that's going to put, we're making this many jobs. We're not in a recession. Things aren't going, everything's going great. Everything's going great means higher interest rates or the Fed's not going to lower rates. And so as they came back and revised all these things, here's what they did. So for the August report, they said, hey, we were expecting 22,000, but we only got 22,000 versus 75,000 jobs. And then they revised June and July from 147,000 down to minus 13,000 jobs. So the market's reacting to this. So once these numbers come out, they react one way, and then they get the revisions, and they don't react so much because they've already reacted the first time they get it. They can't go pretend, hey, this number is fake. We'll try a different number. We'll think something else, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the question that the Fed is the heat they're getting on is like, these numbers aren't real. So why isn't the Fed predicting and seeing what's going to happen rather than waiting till we see it on paper and the adjustments, right? Fair criticism. So then they came back and they said, US job market revision for 2024 to March of 2025, they lowered it 911,000 jobs. So these jobs that we thought we had, we've never had. Okay, they were just poof, just made up. So hotels and restaurants were off 176,000. Professional and business services were under 148,000, 158. And retail's 126. Now I don't know where the rest came from. I don't know. But that's kind of the big deal. So this all comes out, and now the market's reacting to this. They know the Fed is going to have to do something, right? Because these are just jobs that just never happen. So what's all dialed into? It dials into this boat being changed. So we had the inflation numbers come out last Thursday. It was higher than anticipated. It might push interest rates up. Expected or lower than expected, then it would push rates down. So they came in basically at the number they expected. So it didn't really push too much for inflation, but stuff still is going up. So what does that mean? Possible rate cut. I had it before, put the S in there. We're probably going to get some. We're going to get some rate cuts. Okay, which is good. So the problem with our industry is you need, when things are going great, you kind of struggle, right? When the economy slows down, these other things, rates come down, we do very well, right? So the Fed's looking at this and they pretty much telegraphed that they're going to drop at a quarter point. This is already baked into the interest rates and everything else, right? So there'll probably be another round. They might lower it another quarter point, a half point toward the end of the year. I'm not sure, but this is definitely going to happen. And so when we see the Fed funds rate, it doesn't necessarily mean mortgage rates are changing, are going to go down 1 for 1. But a lot of people after Wednesday, when they hear it, are going to be coming out of the woodwork because they're going to say, oh, the rate just dropped a quarter point.
Yeah.
So, but again, the Fed sets the environment for interest rates, do not set the mortgage rates. Okay. So again, if they have interest rates going down, that means theoretically mortgage rates and else, the cost of money should be cheaper, right? So again, mortgage rates are set in the bond market and the interaction between the stock market. That's why when I bring up the mortgage rates, I'm always showing you the bond market, right? So how does that work? Okay, so The cool part about when the rates come down, I have to enlarge this line. So when the rates are real high, I have to make this really small. So it's great when I get to do this, stretch it out. So today, the 10-year treasury is at 4.04, okay? Last time we had our meeting in August, that was over 4.25%. So the Fed's already, the market's already built in the quarter-point reduction, right? So rates have come down a bit. The other part is this margin of being 2.5% is working its way down. It's probably about 2.25 today. So as rates get lower, this margin gets lower. Historically, it's 1.5 to 1.75% above this. So as this starts to come down and this comes down, you get the rates dropping, right? So here's where we are today. We're on 6.37, 6.25. That's pretty great, right? Compared to where we were a month ago in May. Or heck, take a look back in January, we were touching 7.25%. Right? So, but the cool part is we're at 6.25. Look where we were last year. 6.14. We're actually higher than we were last year at this time. Kind of weird. It's just the perspective, right? But if you go back, you can see how we were down here. And then whoop, just shot up. Now we're back down. Okay. So what does this mean? So you get 6.25, 6.25. ARM program's a little bit cheaper now, which is great. And this is one of my favorite slides. I love this one. It says homeowners are waiting for lower mortgage rates before embarking on their next home purchase. That's the first one. So now we've conquered that one. Hopefully that's a little bit cheaper, right? So now people are starting to come out. I'm sure you've noticed as your open houses, there might be some more folks coming out on that. And then of course, the third one is I expect home prices to decline. So you can't have both, right?
Yeah.
But the idea is the perceptions that rates are coming down. So I would think with rates being lower they are, I would think there's this little market spot right here. If I'm a buyer, I need to get in now. Because I'm afraid if I wait, news comes out, everyone does certain things, then maybe getting a lot of those seller concessions may not happen. And if you have a listing, now is a great time because hopefully the people who couldn't qualify now can qualify or looking to buy the house. You may not have to give as much of the concession. So the one thing I wanted to show you here. So when I'm talking about the rates being lower, it's the points. So right now we're at 7. So this is a couple months ago. 7.25% at 0 points, and we talked about the magic rate getting it down to 5.5% or somewhere in the fives, right?
Yeah.
So we get it down to 5. If you want to do a permanent buy down or even the temporary buy downs, it's costing around $52,000 to go from 7.25% down to say 5.5. It's a lot of money, right?
Mhm.
But with the rates changing, what happens is these change, right? So now at 6.5, you get 0 points or whatever it is, right? But the 5.5 will only cost you 20 grand.
Wow. Way back.
That's significant. And that's just for a permanent buy down. If you do the temporary, now if you want to do the temporary buy down, you're at 6.125 or 6.25. But it's 4.25, 5.25, 4.8, something like that. So the permanent buy or the temporary buy downs might be really attractive because of the lower payment, or people just want to get in at a fixed rate that's lower, and you can definitely do it at a much cheaper rate. So let me go back again. 6.5 per 5.5% was costing you 6 points, something like that. 6.375 was costing you 23,000. Now today, 6.375 is costing you maybe $3,000. If that. That's significant. That's my job, and I'm trying to convey that to buyers too.
Can you buy it on a refi?
What's that?
Can you buy it down over refi too?
You can buy it down anytime you refinance, any loan you do, you can pay points to get a lower rate. So what you do is you get in, I mean, right now, the biggest question now is people are like, well, is it gonna drop further? Right? So I'm calling people on refinances, they're like, well, should we not do it? I'm saving you $800. What more? I mean, so it's a great question. So then I'm like, how do I know it's not gonna drop further? I don't. What I do know is that I can marry the home and date the rate, and it works because these yellow spots are when the times the interest rates really dropped, right? Since 2023. Now, mind you, in 2023, it got a little bit lower, and then it just shot up, okay? And the thing is that when rates come down, they're short-lived. They're not sticking around for months or years at a time. But so it's not fleeting. So it's when you see it, get it, and move on. And I don't know if this is going to be sustained, but it looks like this has more sustaining power than we've had in the past. Take a look at this one here in April. It was down for 2 days. Lenders aren't reducing their interest rates because they know it's short term, right? It's like gas prices. Anything that shocks the system for a hot second, prices go up dramatically. And that's what they do here. But when it's sustainable and you think it's gonna be longer, that's why the margins are coming down and why these rates are staying, I think they're gonna stay a little bit stable. Plus, you know, the Fed's probably gonna lower rates. Especially the Fed and the politics that we have and everything else, they're trying to force that thing down. So again, you can't time the market, but hey, it's better. Here's a chance. Been waiting for it. And if rates come down again, we'll refinance the loan to a lower rate. Okay. Keeps me employed. That's the best part. So yeah, and this is the unlocked potential. This is the one I pulled it from a year ago. Same thing. At 6.625, and if your buyer has 5.625 in rate, it'll be 5.5 million new transactions possibly, right? The rate's at 6.125, kind of where we're at. People at 5 and 8 are willing to move up, and that creates another 7.5 million transactions. But if we get to that 5.5% rate, which we're doing earshot of doing it, right? Then they'll open up 9.5 million, because if you're at a rate of 4%, 4.5%, you're willing to trade out of it because I know I can get a fairly lower rate and upgrade the place where I want to. So what they call the juice is worth the squeeze on that, right? So is it worth to do it? If my rate's lower, but I'm not getting a 7% rate. Yeah. Okay. That kind of makes sense. So yeah, now it's go time, man. And then refis are back. Mr. Costanza says they're back, baby. So a lot of people have relationships with the lenders and everything else. During the whole pandemic, I was focused on purchase business, right? That's what keeps everything moving. And if I got so many other new clients relationships because all the other lenders were focused on just refinance and not calling purchases back. This is the lifeblood of my business and the lifeblood of helping and getting people into homes and creating my lifelong, establishment of my business. So I focus on purchases, focus on you, and the refinances take a backseat for sure. And the same thing with our company. We're not going to prioritize free finances over purchases that need to close in 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks. Okay. And then, so Chase, where are you? Quick question. Sorry to pick on you because we just went through this. You just bought a house, right? We helped you with that. And you did the bite up, right? Yeah. So you did the bite up. So I guess my mentality for as a buyer, right? So you were like, hey, are you upset that maybe you bought 3 weeks ago? You know what I mean? Not upset is the wrong word, but you're like, hey, I should have waited a couple more weeks to buy the house versus not.
I'm not, because if we would have, this would be gone. Right? It was a good deal. We were right on the line to begin with. We would have waited, it would have been gone because there's 5 more of me that were out there looking at the same thing, right? Eric, you just talked about your niece can move up in price now, right? So there's 5 more of those people who are looking at the same type of thing.
Exactly.
So if the rates do drop, maybe even a little further, then we refi, we're in the same spot that we would have been if we waited and came out money, right?
Right.
So we're happy to be in the house.
Yeah, the other part too is the seller concession that you got.
Yeah.
Right, so the seller concession may not be around now at that lower rate. You know what I mean? So now you got a ton of concession. You didn't pay, like you got closing costs and all the other stuff. So you made a killing on it versus if you wait for rates to come down, you know what I mean? Then you may not get that. So I'm thinking if I'm a listing right now, I'm rubbing my hands hoping, hey, there's gonna be a couple of people coming in and I may not have to give up as much of the concessions as I want to, right? So the more as this word gets out. So, yeah. That's other than that, it was a fun experience, right? Thank you. Who doesn't want to pay mortgage payments every month, right? But it's good. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. So anyhow, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. And obviously we have these different programs. We have the asset-based loan programs where we use the assets that people have for qualifying income. We have our cash flow programs, meaning that if I'm an investor and I want to invest in a property and I want to use the cash flow of the property to qualify, I can do that on these loans. I don't have to have income, like if I'm a real estate agent. And then the other one is our home equity conversion mortgages, where we can help folks really stay in place, age in place, or sell a home, buy a new home without any mortgage payments and increase the purchase power they could have because there's no mortgage that they have, there's no mortgage payment that they need. So I'm really passionate about this. As I get older and as I see my family and everyone else get older too, I think it's a really good option for people as an alternative than just buying a house and having no mortgage versus, getting a nicer house or something they really enjoy that they can live in for a long period of time. There you go. Refi 5. Power of the refi. So there you go.
No quizzes?
I do have one since I have a little time. I got one question for you guys.
You do 2 today. Yeah, fine.
Okay, here you go. So if you've seen this online, see this, I got it from online, so. What US state is the farthest from the ocean? It's called the pole of inaccessibility. What state is farthest from the ocean? Both options.
Kansas.
Incorrect.
Nebraska.
Nebraska? No. Michigan? No.
South Dakota?
You, my man, are good.
South Dakota?
It's 1,030 miles away from any ocean. In both sides, I guess. So they call, again, that's the one you can impress your friends. It's called the pole of inaccessibility. So if you want to own a boat, I'm sure you get a good deal there. Or the ocean fishing is really good, the deep sea fishing, right? All right, so, and the other part is, since we're golfing, what do golfers call a putt that is short enough to be conceded?
Yeah.
A what?
Gimme.
Gimme is correct. Correct answer.
Give me.
And I got one more last one. What is a group of gorillas called?
Or pack, gaggle.
Okay. No,
Gang.
close.
Yeah, it's a.
No, I mean, what do we call it? What do you do? What did the, you go camping as a kid and they give you all these techniques through life? You know, it's a group. Don't say it. It's a group. Yeah, troop. Exactly. It's troop. Like troop. Boy Scout troops. That's good. Well, there you go. So everyone knows.
Thank you, Mr. Arrow.
Thank you, sir. Sorry for being late.
Thank you. All right. Upcoming events, we went through those. Waffle Wednesday, don't miss. Ninja next week. Clock hours. Chase will be here the 30th. B2B, back to business. That'll be fun. Do not forget this event. Go over it again. The legal market update. Annie's gonna come do a new class. Free 3 clock hour credits. Must be in person, no Zoom. It's not gonna be recorded. Everyone always asks, are you gonna record this one? Oh, they can't record it. Negotiating compensation, using the escalation addendum, referral fees, transparency and requirements. So October 7th, 8:45 to 1:30 PM at Maplewood Golf Course. We're gonna do RSVPs. The girls will be calling for those. Foundation night, RC, that will be Wednesday, October 29th from 5 PM till like 10 PM. Live music, that's where I got the live music. I read it somewhere. 6-piece band, Leo. Bid on incredible silent auctions items, enter the exciting raffles, those are always fun. And join the action at the poker tournament. And Lennox always plays every year, and you get extra points if you get him out. But he's good, so don't be surprised if he's towards the very last tables. Of course, went over the breakout sessions, but the John Scott convention in person, Maidenbower, $125 all day, free lunch, free parking, definitely worth it. Our speakers again. And here's the AI. Did that already. 10 referrals. All right, last thing. So my trip was amazing. Thank you, Tony and McKenna, and Kayla and everyone else that helped cover while I was gone. So being gone for 3 weeks in Europe was amazing. Got to see some really incredible things in person, including the Last Supper, mural, which was incredible to see in person. Has anyone else ever seen this? Jim? It's not. Pete saw it. It's really incredible. It's so much bigger than I thought it was. I thought it was just going to be like a painting on a wall. I don't know. That's what I kind of thought before. But getting to hear the history about, how like during the wars that they literally had a short amount of time to put sandbags in front of all of the walls to try to protect it before bombings, happened. And it was bombed, but none of the walls were damaged besides all of the outer walls. But that was still standing, which is pretty incredible. But getting to see it in person was amazing. So the quote of the month is, Learning is the only thing the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets. So thank you guys for making it today. Hope you have a good rest of your week.